in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. Oh no, I said too much. I said it up. Like that I heard you laughing. When I think that it hurt, I heard you sing. I think I thought I saw you cry. But it's just a dream. Hey, welcome to Federal Prison Talk Live. Sitting outside the yard playing my guitar. That's what I did when I was in federal prison. So, guys, yeah, anyways, I don't practice much on the guitar anymore. I'm not in prison. I used to play every day out there. Every day out there. It's one of the ways I pass the time. Even had a little rock band. And you know what? One of the guys from the band saw this video. Larry called me up. And there's another guy, Max, another guy, Roy. And they all live in Albuquerque. Gonna hook up. We're getting a band back together, man. Larry's gonna come see me when I move into New Mexico next week for that new job. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about and you're new to the channel, so this is Federal Prison Talk. And I try to help out guys that are going to federal prison, coming out, even help the guys that are in there. They email me and stuff like that. Sometimes I get calls from you guys. If you're going to federal prison, the phone's free now. 500 minutes a month, free. You don't need any money on your books. Free phone calls. It's a good thing. I hope they keep it. I don't know how long they're going to keep that. TJ is here. Hey, what's going on, TJ? Hey, so anyways, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the like button. If you have any questions about federal prison, now's the time to ask. And if you have any other questions, whatever you guys want to talk about, it's open chat, whatever. You know, I'm just glad you're here on the channel. And, you know, so I got a new job. I'm moving next week to New Mexico. I'm working for Wings for Life. What they do is they help inmates in prison when they get out find jobs. Well, actually, I'm going to be training them for these. They have some jobs lined up for them. They also help the families and the kids and all that while you go to prison and your kids are at home. Come to Wings for Life. I know they're giving out bikes for Christmas and Christmas presents, all kinds of stuff. And they've got some storage units full of just stuff to give to families when you're going through it. They have their own services to hook you up with other services, but they do a lot for the families of the incarcerated. And so they've hired me. I'm going to be a full-time staff member. They got a lot of projects for me. One of them is their YouTube channel. They do a weekly thing on Monday nights, and they want me to kind of fine-tune it, even though I'm still learning how to edit and all this stuff. But apparently, I'm going to do some shows for them, but I'll keep this channel going. They definitely told me to keep the channel going. I'll be filming out of their offices and stuff too. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about pre-sentence report. I got a 17-page pre-sentence report to show you. Now, if you guys aren't going to prison, you're just watching the show, this kind of might be boring, but I'm hoping I get some questions and ask about it. So before anybody gets sentenced to federal prison, somewhere along the way of getting arrested, indicted, a target letter, something, before that in a sentencing day, in the middle somewhere, it's called a pre-sentence report. It's also called a pre-sentence investigation or a pre-sentence investigative report. PSI, PSIR, PSR. PSR seems to be the most popular, so that's why I put PSR on there, but some people call it PSI because that's a pre-sentence investigation. Anyways, I got the form tonight, and there's a link underneath my video on how to find that form. And we'll go over that in a few minutes, unless we get some questions first, and then we'll start on that in a little bit. So I want to tell you guys, the pre-sentence report is what the judge judges you on when he sentences you. 17 pages of your life history, and I'm going to go over that form page by page here in just a bit. And this is how the judge is going to, consider how long of a sentence he's going to give to you, or go under or go over and all that. It's your life history. I mean, everything from your childhood through high school, through marriage, through not marriage. I mean, we'll go over the page. It's your whole life history, financial, education, everything, all the relationships you ever had. They ask all these personal questions. A lot of guys tell me their lawyer wants to fill the form out for them. My lawyer gave me, the 17 pages, fill it out. He said, next week we're meeting with the probation and the three of us will sit down and we'll go over it. If you want to add something, take something out. And then we turn it over to the prosecution and they add things. And then it goes over to the judge. And I just found out today there's a law that says once that is turned over to the judge, they have 35 days to let you, the defendant, have a copy of your PSR. And a lot of lawyers don't want to give you a copy. Mine let me come in the office and look at it, but it wouldn't give me the copy, which is wrong. You're supposed to get it. I found a law today. TJ says, I made another donation, brother. Oh, God bless you, TJ. God bless you, man. I don't know if you're on here, TJ. It says viewers 0. Maybe you just pop back on, but okay. Thank you, TJ. Thank you very much. God bless you, man. So anyways, I'm going to go over this PSR. This might be a boring video for some people that aren't going to prison, but these are things you got to know how to fill this out. Now, if your lawyer, like some of you guys who've called me, your lawyer says, oh, we'll fill it out for you. How the hell are they going to fill out, the girlfriend you had in high school and the name of your pet and there's all these personal questions, as you will see in a minute. How would a lawyer know all this stuff about you? So also, you got to be honest on this because the prosecution is going to dig up what they can to add to it after you fill it out. And we're going to get to that part too. What's going on, CJ? What's he say here? I didn't fill anything out and I swear it's bugging me. Yeah, you were supposed to. You're right. I'm going to go over this, TJ. Like, I know we talked. You're one of them. Your lawyer would not give you. You're supposed to. How the hell did your lawyer know your life history? There's no way in hell. I don't even know my life history, some of these questions. Can't remember the name of the girlfriends I had in high school and all this and pets I had growing up. And you'll see these questions here in a minute. So I don't know how a lawyer fills it out unless they think it's not important and we've already made a plea deal and it doesn't matter what's on your PSR, but it does matter because that's what the judge looks at. Okay? Your mental health, everything. And there's a very important section on there called substance abuse. This is how you get an RDAP. RDAP stands for Residential Drug Abuse Program. If you had an alcohol or a drug problem, we're going to go over that in a minute. This is your ticket. Gives you up to a year off and 6 months halfway out. So you can get 18 months off your sentence. I got to go to RDAP. I got 18 months taken off. So this is pretty much the only way you're going to get an RDAP is have some kind of alcohol or drug history on your paperwork. And the PSR is what they look at when you get to the prison, the camp. Hopefully you go into a camp. But the RDAP coordinator, the person who runs RDAP, looks at your PSR and they specifically look at the substance abuse section. And that's how they're going to decide whether you come to RDAP or not. Not if the judge recommends RDAP, okay? The judge will recommend that you drink water and walk the track every day too, right? But that doesn't mean you're going to. The judge has no control over you getting into RDAP. The judge may think they do, but no. The BOP is its own separate entity. The judge is the Department of Justice. The BOP is the Bureau of Prisons. And they have their own rules in the way they do things. And so that's that. I'll go over that again. And he's saying it's different state by state. I'm pretty sure that my criminal history is a 4. That's the one thing that your lawyer's got to find out, your criminal history. You know what I mean? If some of these lawyers, they got access. They got access to your police records and the courts and all that. And they got the resources to find out. You or me usually don't. I mean, we know. I know. If you've had 3 DUIs and 2 drug possession charges, you know that. But still, I don't know what kind of category. I don't know if that's category 2, 3, or 4. I had a 4, TJ. I had a category 4 too. I still got into a camp. So let's go over to this PSR form here. Let's go. And we'll just start there and step by step, I'll show you how this deal works. And it is. All right. So here's the PSR. This is the United States District Court, Northern District of California, but usually they're all the same because I looked at a Nevada one. Okay, so the first section here, it says this is where the probation office fills in, and this is your probation officer's name and the name of the judge, arrest date, sentencing day, marshal number, all that stuff, defense counsels, that's all for them to fill out. But the first section is pretty normal, standard. It's your name, your date of birth, let's see, your name, your date of birth, place of birth, highest level education, social security number, your address, all that kind of stuff. Then there's an acceptance of responsibility. So do you accept responsibility for committing the offense? If so, summarize your offense. If you need additional space, page 17. So if you if you hit yes and you accept responsibility, they will take 2 points off your offense level. It means less time. And here's where they want you to tell on yourself. Okay, so basically you're going to tell on yourself, and it says the next question is, how do you feel about having committed this offense? So how's a lawyer supposed to fill that part out? What impact has your behavior had on others? What influenced you to commit this offense? Again, TJ, how can your lawyer answer these kind of questions? Next one, if applicable, what is your plan to make restitution? So you need to fill all that out. Now we're only on page 3. Here's your criminal history. You can hit none, or you can hit I decline to comment on advice of counsel. So your lawyer might say, leave that part out. Let the prosecution fill in your prior arrests and convictions. That's a legal thing that, I put down what I could remember. It says report any juvenile or adult convictions, arrests, pending cases, current state or federal supervision. You know what I mean? Include the agency of the court you appeared in and the disposition of the case. Anyways, even it says to report your juvenile conviction. Now, you might think once you turn 18, all that stuff's under seal. Not in the feds. They will open it up. They always open up. They check your juvenile records in the feds, guys. Okay? Anything you think that's expunged, not in the feds. The word expunged does not apply to the feds, my friends. Okay? Next one, describe your experience under supervision. Describe the nature of any violations during supervision. What types of programs were made available to you either while in custody or on supervision? What additional programs would have been helpful to you while on supervision? Again, how can your lawyer answer that kind of stuff? Next, have you ever been a member or associate of a gang or identified by a law enforcement agency as such? If so, what gang and what is your current status with the gang? Now, you might not want to fill that part out. It's up to you, but they're going to do their best to find out if you are involved in the gang, and they're going to check all your everything. And so, if you're pretty sure that they have no way of knowing you were ever in a gang, leave it. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to tell you to lie or tell the truth is what I'm going to tell you. Family and social history. So here they want you to list your birth parents, adoptive, foster, legal guardians, all your siblings, half siblings, step siblings, alive or deceased, even the dead ones. And then they want to know their relationship to you and their occupation, what they do for a living. Then your residential history. So they want a chronological history of all the countries, cities, states where you lived, approximate years or ages during which you lived there. I had moved around all kinds of little cities in California. I had like 20 of them on there. They want to know how long at your current address. Identify other people who reside at this address and their relationship to you. They want to know who you live with now. If any of these residents have been convicted of a crime, you need to list the nature of their convictions. So they want to know everything about people with you, living with you. Here's when they want you to list on any firearms located on the residence. Identify all pets located within the residence. How's a lawyer supposed to know this? With whom and where were you living at the time of the offense? Then they want your family history. Describe who raised you and where you were raised. Were your basic material needs met? What activities were you involved in as a youth, like sports, social groups, etc.? How could a lawyer possibly know this? And I remember on mine, I went to the boys club and stuff when I was a kid. And what activities did, if you're on the football team, this is why you're a youth. They all dig all the way back, guys. Describe any history of domestic abuse in your upbringing. Did any other members of your household experience such abuse? In my case, me and my brother got the shit beat out of us by our dad. So I put that down. Describe any history of sexual abuse you suffered. Did any other members of your household experience such abuse? Describe any significant traumatic events in your childhood, a loss of a family member, etc. How did you cope with those events? I went to a hell of a lot of funerals growing up as a kid. When I was 5 years old, the first one of my grandfather died, and it was open casket. I remember I walked up at 5 years old and I was touching him because I thought he was sleeping, and I know most people now, they won't let a 5-year-old kid go to an open casket, but my family was all drunks. They didn't care. Next, what community or charitable organizations are you currently involved in? And this can help if you're, over at the Goodwill or Salvation Army and you're helping feeding the homeless, or you're volunteering at a school, or maybe a retirement home, and whatever you're doing to do charity. If you're doing charity, or working, volunteering, put that down, because again, this looks good with the judge. Then it says, how do you spend your leisure time? Don't tell them, say, smoking ganja and playing video games. That's not what they want to hear. Okay, so put something productive down. What significant friendships did you have growing up? Do you maintain any of those friendships today? Provide contact information for those acquaintances. I haven't a clue where them people are when I was growing up and what I did, and it's none of your business. And that was my kind of attitude. But again, TJ, how's a lawyer supposed to answer this question for you, right? Is your family aware of the instant offense, and are they supportive of you? In what ways are they supportive of you? How often do you communicate with your family? And these questions, they're digging and digging, and answer them as best you can. Indicate whether family members have significant health problems, criminal history, substance abuse, or other problems. And they want to know, is Uncle Joe an alcoholic and beats his wife? They want to know that, man. Your marital status, are you single, you married, you never been married? They want a list of all your past wives. But before it was your significant others, and that's girlfriends too. They want the names of your spouses and the reasons why your previous relationships ended. They want to know why you left her, or why she left you. They want to know this why. Describe your relationship with your current partner. How did you meet? Any incidences of domestic abuse? How has this offense affected your relationship? They want to know how you met your wife. Did you meet her in a crack house, or did you meet her feeding the homeless? Whatever. But how would a lawyer know those questions? Describe employment of your current partner. Note any criminal history, substance abuse, mental illness of your current partner. So they want to dig into everybody's life around you. What plans have your family made in the event that you are incarcerated? Then they want a list of all your children's here. Indicate whether family members have health problems, criminal history, substance abuse issues. Again, they're digging into your family and your friends. Describe your current relationship with your children, child support, child care, physical custody, visitation issues. Describe any contact with child protective services. CPS, that's one. God, that part of the government, they're worse than Nazis. Physical descriptions and all that. They want to know your scars, your birthmarks, tattoos, all that, your hair color, your height, your weight. They want to know all that about you. Then we get into your physical health. They want to identify any serious or chronic illnesses, medications, hospital surgeries you've had. List all current prescriptions, medications, allergies, food or medication. Provide names and addresses of your physicians. And it takes a while to fill out stuff. You got to go look up people's addresses and phone numbers, and half these people, I wouldn't even know how to get their addresses. Your mental and emotional health. This part here, a lot of you guys on pretrial are seeing therapists. The court kind of orders you to go see a therapist once a week, once a month, and sometimes this can actually help your case. You know what I mean? Like in my case, I was an abused child, and they put that down there. And does the judge feel sorry for me? I don't know if he feels sorry for me, but they kind of, it's an answer as to why maybe you committed these crimes. Not an excuse, but an answer. And sometimes this can help you. So describe any past or present mental or emotional health issues, including any suicidal thoughts and attempts. Also describe the diagnosis of the problem. If you have suicidal thoughts or attempts, I would keep that to myself, because they would lock you up in that funny farm, that funny room, and they will keep you there the whole time. I would keep that to yourself and your therapist. But if you tell your therapist, I think by law they are required to report it. So, be careful on that one. Then they want to know your gambling and addiction problems, if you have any. Provide the dates of your participation in counseling or treatment. They want to know who treated you. Describe any current issues in your life where you believe counseling may be of some benefit. Would you be willing to participate in counseling if made available to you? I would say yes. You want to cooperate with them. Here's the substance abuse section. It is on page 11. So this is what's going to get you into RDAP, guys. Not Justin Paperny. Justin, take your money over there, wanting $10,000, guaranteeing you'll get into RDAP. All these prison consultants out there. This is what gets you into RDAP, okay? You can attach amendments to this later if you've already done your PSR. You can have your therapist write a letter saying you have a substance abuse problem. You can have people from facilitators of Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous write a letter stating you attended so many meetings and you have a drug or alcohol problem, and they can attach it to your PSR before you actually get sentenced, or even after you get sentenced, but you take it with you to prison. That can possibly get you into RDAP. No guarantee, but this is pretty much a guarantee how to get an RDAP. If you don't have an alcohol or drug problem, please do not lie. Give the bed to someone who needs it. Anyways, so they want you to check the box if you have no history, but if you do, you check. You get, anyways, they want to, it's alcohol, marijuana, cocaine, crack, heroin, barbiturates, hallucinogens. They're going to want to know what is your drug of choice, what drug has caused you the most problems, how much money does your drug cost you, indicate whether you previously attended outpatient or residential substance abuse treatment, where and when, did you successfully complete the program, have you attended AA, NA, or other 12-step programs, and if you've been in a substance abuse treatment program before all this happened, don't worry if you tell them that you do, thinking, "Oh, I've already been in one. They're going to not let me have a second chance." Yeah, I had been in 3 or 4 before all my federal case came, and I put them down, and they still let me in RDAP. Don't worry, it doesn't ruin your chances. Actually, they know it takes more than one program. Most addicts 2, 3, 4, 5 programs before we finally get clean and sober, guys. Most professionals know that now. The next question, did your use of drugs or alcohol contribute to your commission of the offense? In what way? Usually it does. Most people 90% of those people locked up had an alcohol or drug problem. Describe your participation in substance abuse treatment and or drug testing while on bail. Are you interested in receiving substance abuse treatment? How has your use of drugs impacted your relationships with family members, friends, and coworkers? Answer all these honestly. That's what's going to get you into RDAP, guys. Then the next one is your education and vocational skills. They want to know what kind of school or trade schools or anything you've been to. Here's a question. Can you read or write English? Did you attend any special needs classes? What did you like or dislike about school? Describe any martial arts, firearms, or weapons training. You want to know if you know Kung Fu. Describe any specialized training or skills. Identify your professional licenses. Are you a CDL, truck driver, and your military service? They're going to ask you all that. Employment. They go back 20 years on your employment. They want to know, list any union affiliation. Where at the time of the instant offense, were you employed for how many months? Okay, is your current employer aware of this case? So, what is your usual occupation? And then they got all these forms. They'll go back 20 years on your employment, man. Have fun filling that one out. That's long and boring. Additional employment. How did you support yourself during periods of unemployment? I sold drugs. What do you think? Whatever it is. Summarize any other employment beyond 10 years. Future plans and goals. What are your future plans regarding family, employment, treatment, education, peers, etc.? What steps have you taken to achieve these goals? What are the obstacles that you face? Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? Doing YouTube videos for people that are going to prison. If you are released on supervision, what can the probation office do to help you succeed? And that's it. And then there's 2 more pages to be completed by the probation office, right? Not your lawyer. And these are, this is what the probation office puts down, and the collateral interviews, because he's going to go around and interview your family and your friends and ex-girlfriends and ex-wives. And he's going to put little notes about all that. Usually they call them all up. Additional information is all the stuff they can dig up on you. So before any of that form is turned over to the judge, the prosecution gets to add all the dirt they can dig up on you on that form, as much as dirt as they can find, they put on there. Probation also digs up dirt on you. They're not your friend. They will be nice to you the day you sit down with the PSR, but that guy's going to go dig up dirt on you too. Your lawyer should be your friend, but you're only renting that lawyer. Remember, you're only renting that lawyer. So the only friend you got is yourself. And you got me and you got your family, hopefully. So that's a long, boring PSR. But that's how they're going to judge you. That's the judge goes by that. Now he knows who he's going to throw in prison. You know what I mean? So you have 35 days to get a copy of that after it's been turned over to the judge. Let's see if I got some questions. Yes, people have been on here. I've been talking around on the other screen. So let's see where I'm at here. I know TJ's in the room. Katrina, hey, I talked to you today. How you doing? Hi, I can't see or hear anything, but I can see the comments. Oh, no, don't tell me my microphone hasn't been on. Oh, no. Didn't take any of this. Didn't ask me any of this. TJ, can you hear me? Katrina says she can't see or hear anything. Let me know if you can hear me if you're still on there. Otherwise, this whole video has been a waste. Sean, did they contact anybody concerning you during your PSR? Yeah, a couple people, not many. They contacted my father, and he had prostate cancer, and he was getting ready to die. And they tried to call people, but nobody, like my brother didn't answer. He refused to talk to them. They called an aunt and a cousin. That's about it. Oh, TJ, you can hear me just fine. So this Katrina, I don't know why she can't hear me. But I had a talk with her this morning. Her son's going through it, looking at 10 years, and they got him locked up because he's a flight risk. So he's been in there 4 years in the detention center, in the jail while he's awaiting sentencing. So she's kind of doing all the research for him and trying to help him. Okay. Well, not a whole lot of people on here tonight, but, the title was PSR and step by step. And it's probably a boring title for most people, but I know some people will watch this video on the rerun, on the replay. And hopefully this video, so I'll make it a short one. Hope this video answers some of you guys' questions who are watching this at a later date. That's a pre-sentence report, okay? That's a pre-sentence report. That's what all the big talk is in the federal prison consulting business. These guys want to charge you 10 grand to walk you through your pre-sentence report. I just did it in 20 minutes, guys, for free. Don't pay no Justin Pepperny no money. That guy will just take your money. I know at least 10 guys I did time with. He charged them 10, 20 grand for 2 or 3 phone calls, sent him some templates on how to write a character reference letter, and then lied to him that he would get him into RDAP. These guys can't get you into RDAP. The only thing that's going to get you in RDAP is your paperwork. Your PSR is what's going to get you in there. Everything, I just went over that. So if you're just coming on, I rewind it. I just told you how to get in RDAP without hiring Justin Papperny. Take your money. That guy, stay away from him. RDAP Dan's a good guy if you can afford him. He'll kind of work with you. He's the only guy it was Walt Pavlo, but he doesn't do it anymore. The rest of them, man, stay away from them. Let's see, TJ. The PSR is the most important thing people need to be on tonight and ask questions. Yeah, but I don't know where everybody is tonight, TJ. Not like I have a huge following, but usually I might have 20 people on here. But, you know, they'll watch the rerun. They'll watch the rerun. Yeah, I know you're coming up close. It was December 6th, right, TJ? See, I remember. December 6th. You're coming up soon. That's Monday. That's Monday. Yeah, man. So make sure you call me. All right, guys. I'll hang out for a minute or two, see if there's some questions, and I'll just wrap it up. I'll be on here tomorrow night too. Anyways, Yellowstone is my new show that I'm hooked on. Yellowstone season 4 comes on in about an hour. I gotta go catch. I think it's episode 5 now. and The Walking Dead. So the Fear of the Walking Dead comes on, and Walking Dead World Beyond. Those are all the shows I watched in prison. And I had to fight for a chair to watch The Walking Dead, man. That's a main event in prison. The Walking Dead and Breaking Bad. Well, that had ended, but Better Call Saul. Anyways, the most popular show when I was in prison was Animal Kingdom. And they just finished their season 5. But the Animal Kingdom, that's a crime family. And anyway, that was the most popular show. And the other ones were, the Cops or the Live PD. What's it? Cops Live. And 60 Days In. Everybody's looking for their friends or trying to see if maybe they're on it themselves. There was some guys in prison that were on those shows. Bait Car. Stuff like that. Anyways, what did she say? No, I haven't got a sentence date yet. Oh, I thought something December 6th. Oh, no, okay. Somebody else is December 6th. All right, man. I'm getting old, man. I talk to a lot of people, and it's been 2 months since my guilty plea. Okay, all right. Somebody else is getting sentenced on December 6th. Then. I'll find it. Oh, well. Guess my memory is not as good as I thought. All right, guys. I guess we'll call it a night. It's been a half an hour. That's good enough video. You guys have a great evening. You know how to get a hold of me, guys, and subscribe, like, hit some comments, share this video, do all that. Okay, man. Good night.